The young man who was beaten by Dasso and moved his eye out, Twiringiyimana Aimable, a resident of Nyamiyaga Sector in Kamonyi District, who was recently beaten by District Security Management officers, Dasso says he is currently in dilemma, as he is unable now, vulnerable disabled person, to pay for the hospital requirement and treatment and medicine as well after his discharge. Extremely mistreat, beaten to death done by Dasso. It was in the hands of a district officer. It was only after May 18th, 2021 that a district security management officer Dasso, one employee, was expected to cross the wall that had crashed with the young man and his local counterpart, that Dasso went to Twiringiyimana and crushed him until he was only blindfolded and arrested in the time. The beaten youth told one media house in Rwanda TV1 that the district management officer had nothing to do with him in terms of medical treatment, and that he had been abused by district employees in various ways. District security management officer included Dasso made him vulnerable, injured him, wounded to disability in his remaining time. The guy and his family complain, what next if a district officer, as an agent of current government regime, does what long they have done for him with the entire family? What else the government is going to do as a penalty, even they are now not able to help him pay the treatment bill in a hospital? They are really wounded, never know what is going on plan ahead come from the government or district officer, especially from Kamonyi. Indeed, it is really shameful that Kamonyi District, that knew the case so well, are unfortunately not helping him with anything at all. So far, they had not helped me at all. I am in charge of everything. Members of Twiringiyimana family say they want to be compensated for their grief because their child lost an organ in a way that did not come from him. The root cause and the reason are district officers who are dumb to do what is not good and illegal. Among other things, they demanded that he continue to be cared for in and out. They could now have a comfortable family with everything to eat back in family due to organizing an effort to work together as a family. But now all the resources of his family are wasted in a hospital treatment, and yet what happened was not their fault. It's a fault of district officer. They are supposed to pay the bill of treatment and medicine as it requires. They are now helpless and call the district office, district management to do whatever possible, helping them to be accountable for their mistakes. The mayor of Kamonyi District to Israel today said a possible assistance was being approved by the authority, and they were monitoring the procedure and the perpetual to helping him and to comfort his family. The mayor of Kamonyi District goes on to say that although Dasso was being persecuted and the young man had some question to ask, The young man was fighting with his partner when the soul was alive. The Dasso scolded them and refused to release him, and he also did a bad job, with the result in him being beaten and injured in the young man in the way his eye get to move due to the fight and misconducting between him and Dasso in time of security need. The person who did that, he is now in the hands of Rwanda Investigation Bureau to be charged for what long he committed while he crushed and injured the young man to the point of his eye getting moved completely. The second one is now being monitored and taken to the doctor, and the family say, we actually have a living soul to say you don't miss a ticket, you don't have a way to pay for the health insurance. Even the investigation authority could reach out to him and ask him what he was up to and with his fellow combatation that took place in that time, because he was offended. Yes, we see. And the family required for the investigation part and any part that is responsible to claim about human right to stand on it, because the family are looking the true justice and have a right of living and crime to have a compensation for their trial. The young man is currently being treated at the reaming Kamonyi District Eye Hospital, and we see that truly it is expected to be transferred at Kigali Sehashika University Hospital.